Hello, hello, and welcome back to where we're making another character in Icons. I almost said Bloodborne because the music of the week is the Bloodborne rap that JT Music does, Never Wake Again. But that is the music of the week. If you guys do not know what we are doing, we are making another character in Icons. Icons is a superhero RPG, TTRPG, sort of like Dungeons and Dragons, but for comic book nerds. And it has such an ingenious system that I am convinced I can make any character in fiction within the realm of Icons. So, I've been using this wheel. This might be the last time I use this wheel, because we will be technically publishing on Monday, and the next Monday will be the next video. So maybe you guys will have comments for me by the time that all happens. So I cannot wait to see what you guys think of these videos. But without further ado, because I know you're not here to listen to me rant, you want to know who we're making today, and so do I. Ooh. Okay. Alright. Well, this was one that was suggested to me by one of my friends, Abe Sapien. So I'm definitely going to have to pull up his Wikipedia page, because I know almost nothing about Abe Sapien or the Hellboy universe. But I do know Icons. It seems to be more of an easier track with this one. Alright, so as always, we start with Abe Sapien here, and Abraham Sapien here. So, Abraham Sapien is part of the Hellboy universe, which I'm not entirely familiar with, but I do have a passing knowledge. So what I think we need to start with is giving him a couple of specialties. I'm going to give him mental resistance of +2, because he knows that he's able to resist at least some demonic possession, though he has been overtaken quite a few times. I'm also going to give him science +2, because it says that he was a scientist in a former life. I'm also going to give him guns +3. I'm actually going to drop that down to a +1 and a +1, because it says he is a skilled marksman. Coming up here, I'm going to give him a 6 here, a 5 here, 4 here. Intellect is going to be a bit higher, awareness a bit higher than that, and then back down for willpower. Down here, we're going to say constant evolution. He's constantly in a tube of water, evolving. And that's not me making a joke. That is actually in his comics. I'm going to get raked over the coals when I get most of this wrong. But the one thing I do know is his powers. And I can do his powers just fine. I just need to get there. So I gave him Paranormal Investigator. I'm going to say on the run from the Bureau, because as far as the Wikipedia tells me, the most recent update is that he is now on the run. I'm going to actually switch this out for amphibious investigator. And if I can spell amphibious right, that would be nice. He's got an aquatic, and I'm going to give him an enhanced aquatic. So when he's underwater, his prowess, his coordination, his strength, and his awareness all become 7. I might drop that down to 6, but for right now, I'm going to... he is also able to travel like a torpedo for short bursts of time. And then I'm also going to give him leaping, because he leaps out of water. And then I'm going to give him resistance, and that's going to be pressure, because, you know, that helps. And water. And I'm going to limit it waterbound, which means when he's out of water, he starts to become exhausted, and then make that 1 week. So it doesn't take effect until 1 week has passed. So that helps with all of the other things. I am going to come down here and give him a gun. He's used a harpoon before, so I might as well give him last 3 for the harpoon. Origin, he will definitely be of a transformed origin, which gives him a +2 to something up here. I believe I'm going to make that a 7 and that a 6. He does have enhanced strength, so I'm going to drop that down to a 5 again and bring this up to a 6. And it makes sense that while underwater, he would have enhanced. And then also, of course, I'm going to give him another power, which is regeneration. Obviously, I'm going to not make it as high as it could be, and then I am also going to add a limit water bound, and then I'm adding a row above because I forgot the extra of... Why did I put extra? Ageless. Regeneration makes it so that he doesn't age. It talks about him having limited psychometry, so I'm going to give him ESP 1 and limit object, limit touch. It might also be precognition based on how they do it in the comics, but I'm unfortunately at a disadvantage here because I have not read the comics. So, as always, I'm going to move all of this over. So he really has 3 powers, which are modified by all of these. I guess I could add those to powers, but they're really simple gadgets, and I'm not sure he would have them all the time. So, Origin is transformed, and knack. I'm not sure if he would have a knack, but I might as well check. Just because I like it, I'm going to give him common sense. Which essentially allows him, before he makes a decision, the GM can be like, are you sure you want to do that? Which I feel like might be fun. His stamina is 10. I would give him 2 determination. And this makes a lot more sense because the Hellboy comics are not as big or as flashy. They're much more gritty and much more human than a lot of the other comics. This does make a bit more sense that he would be a bit more toned down than, say, the Hulk, who's going to have limitless amount of physical strength. The entire idea of Hellboy is that it's a bit grittier. And so this does make sense. So with that being said, just a quick overview. We've gone his qualities, which all revolve around, being an evolved person. He came from forever ago. I honestly might change this to the missing link. Ancient evolution. How about that? Because he was from Abraham Lincoln's time, as far as I'm told. On the run from the Bureau, no longer associated with the Bureau, but still has some connection there. And then amphibious investigator. He's a paranormal investigator who can breathe both air and water. All of these reflect the fact that he is an evolved being with a little bit of mental resistance, a little bit of science, a talented marksman, so I gave him more gun equipment. He is aquatic. He has regeneration. He's able to come back from that. And he has a limited amount of ESP or precognition based on how they deal with it in the comics. I'm leaving it as ESP because, as far as I can tell, that's more one-to-one with the psychometry. I'm probably also saying psychometric wrong, but the precognition would also work here, especially if he touches it and he's like, oh, this is the coin that belonged to ancient Augustus. Augustus Caesar. Anyway, and gave him a bit of common sense. I feel like this would be a knack I would give to everybody in the Bureau, just because they're, well, not everyone in the Bureau, but specifically Abe and Hellboy, just because they also understand that not every monster is a monster. And the Bureau tends to be more trigger happy with that. So, yeah, that's it. Like always, I'm going to leave this in the description, and if you want to copy it into your own drive and work with it, that is completely okay. As always, the link to the Icons book is in the description. If you like this, hit that like and subscribe. And if you think you have a character that would be able to stump me, go ahead and post that in the comments. We'll see if you're right. See you guys.